Okay, first of all, we see how to configure our circuit breakers. First, what we have to do is put the circuit breaker or fix the circuit breakers in this order: the power pack and the breakers and the communication module. Then after that, we have to plug it into the power. Okay, then switch it on. Now we see the breakers this way. Now what we have to do is that we have to make sure the every breaker is off. Okay, now every breaker is off. Now what we have to do is that we make sure use our hand to make the breakers on. So after making them on, what we have to do is now that we have to configure an address for each breaker. Let's see how to configure the address to each breaker. Now after switching on all the breakers, we need to press this orange button here. Okay, now we can see that this orange light is blinking. So what we have to do is now we have to set the breakers into the configuration mode so that we could configure an address for each breaker. So now we are going to send a command to the breaker so that we could configure the address of the breaker. Now the command has been already sent. It means that this light will keep on lit. It will be orange. It will not be blinking. Now this this breaker is in the configuration mode of the address. So what we have to do is we have to allocate an address for the circuit breaker. So as you like, we can allocate the address from here to here or from here to here. If I choose to allocate the address from left to right, so the address will be first, second, third, fourth and fifth. So I have to press this one first. So this is my first address, number 1, and then it will start blinking. Press the second one, then it will start blinking. So I'm allocating the addresses for the breakers. Now I allocated the address for all the breakers. Now my addresses are for the breakers: number 1 breaker, number 2 breaker, number 3 breaker, number 4 breaker and number 5 breaker. Now what we have to do is now we have to exit from the configuration mode from the breaker. So we have to send another command to exit the configuration mode. So now the command has been already sent. Now we have exit from the configuration mode. Then after that, what we have to do is that we have to switch it off. Now the breaker is all set. We have configured the addresses for all the breakers. Now to use, we have to switch it on. Now we can use it as a configured circuit breaker.